Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speedy here, and today we're going to be looking at Offlane Hoodwink. I think core Hoodwink is something that will actually be very strong in the upcoming meta, and the reason why is, number one, I think Gleipnir is a better item. It gives attack speed now, and one of the main problems with Gleipnir in the past was that the item just didn't give attack speed, right? At the end of the day, you would buy this item, and then it couldn't really click. You had Maelstrom, which you need attack speed with Maelstrom because, well, it procs. You want more procs. And so you might be like, oh, but just buy treads, buy a Midas. Yeah, but then you have to buy all these items, right? You have to buy items you don't necessarily want to buy. In treads, it's not enough. But now it gives 30 attack speed. I think the item feels better than ever. And Hoodwink has been buffed up the wazoo. The Q does more damage. The W does more damage. The E is incredible. The talents are obscene. It's a good hero. For a lot of you guys who don't know, when you click the E on Hoodwink, you get more cast range. I mean, it's obscene. You get bonus movement speed, which is always what it's been. Attack range, cast range, phase movement, and you can go through trees. Scurry is an obscene ability, and at level 10, if you take Scurry Evasion when active, you get 70% evasion. I mean, what even is that? The passive is when you're near trees, so it's just a natural passive when near trees, but then when you activate it, you just get evasion as far as I'm concerned. Alright, before we get into the main part of the video, I do want to let you guys know that I'm not only posting videos here on YouTube, I also frequently post videos on the website. If you don't know what I'm talking about, almost every single day I'm posting a new video to the Game Leap website. We're going to teach you guys in depth about how to get to the next level. So if you want to become absolutely broken, click the link down below and sign up. In terms of the starting items, this hero is an agi hero, so you go Wraith Band components. Your armor is okay, but the Wraith Band, you know, it's nice, gives you a little bit of that extra armor. So these are pretty standard starting items. He does get a first blood and 2 assists, so he's going to have a bit too much gold in this lane, but then of course you need tangos as well. I'm surprised he didn't buy any tangos, but then yeah, from there, you're going to tend to Acorn Shot the range creep. You want Acorn Shot over Bushwhack because Bushwhack's damage is over time, so it's not very good at securing range creeps. Also, Acorn Shot is less mana, so it's just a better level 1 ability in most scenarios as a core. And then plays like this are just insane. You're going to see the amount of damage Hoodwink can do as they kill Morphling here. Now, to be fair, he's sitting on 200 health, but I mean, look at this. Because if you catch them between the range creep, it just destroys heroes. Like, it's naturally just a really, really high damage nuke for very low mana, which is why I really believe that, I mean, this hero is just good as a core, because he can harass the safe laner. And another thing I will say is I like it more as a core than a support in a lot of scenarios, because in terms of trading, I don't know, I just feel like it doesn't trade that well. I'm not sure what it is about this hero. I think it's the animation. I never know. It just feels like it doesn't trade well. Maybe it's the attack speed. I feel like this hero's base attack speed just isn't that good. Compared to Venge, like Venge hits way more often. But to be fair, Venge's attack speed's worse. From there, in terms of skill build, what he does here, I mean, honestly, I don't mind this. What he does is he puts the second point in Bushwhack. It doubles the damage. The point in Q, though, is good, right? It increases the bounce count, it increases the bonus damage significantly. It gives you bonus attack range, which works with the Q. That's basically the cast range, right? This ability is based on your attack range. So, you know, things like Dragonlance actually, and Grobo increase Acorn Shot cast range. Pretty cool, right? That's why the Scurry gives attack range. And then, yeah, the burst damage you have is insane at level 3, like, especially at level 4 when the Acorn Shot bounces more too. I mean, this hero's damage is just obscene, right? Look at this clip on the Morphling. I mean, to be fair, Morphling should not be playing on this amount of HP, but nuke hit, just does like 300 damage. And then you get the Lotus, boom, you're chilling on mana. He's going to go Falcon Blade because you need a bit of mana, which makes sense. You want the damage, you want an HP pool. This is the perfect item, right? Falcon Blade makes so much sense on this hero, and you're already pretty naturally fast at 310 movement speed. You don't need boots that bad, and so I love this item build. Also, something to keep in mind is he takes Scurry at level 4, which I think is okay. I kind of like the idea behind taking Acorn Shot, but the value point in Scurry definitely makes a good amount of sense, right? It gives you evasion, it gives you the movement speed, you can disengage through trees, you can avoid ganks. It seems good to have the value point. Also, by taking Scurry, it kind of gives you the option not to buy early boots. Once again, he's got Falcon Blade and a ton of stats, and this is going to put him up to about 90 damage, which makes him be able to contest the Morphling, right? A lot of ranged heroes will start losing the lane to Morphling at this point, because they either can't harass him out, or they just do less damage than him. But going a build like this allows him to hit for the same amount as Morphling, and contest the CS, which is huge. He's going to go back for treads now, and a lot of people might be like, oh, I want to get the Maelstrom. But I think you're missing out on the value of treads. Treads are incredible, this hero needs a mana pool. You do a ton of damage with these items, and it makes you tanky if you get ganked on strength treads. So I really love this. And now look at this play here. I mean, at this point, level 6 to level 4 is kind of a joke. And Morphling cannot be confident. I don't know why this Morphling thinks he won't get bursted. As he's shifting up a little bit, but eventually hits the bushwhack. He was shifting strength, but it just straight up wasn't enough. And you can shoot the acorn shot during the ulti. That's something people forget. You can use any of your abilities while channeling sharpshooter. So next up, in terms of his items, he's gonna go Atos. I kind of like the idea behind just buying the Maelstrom. I mean, the Atos is nice, don't get me wrong, but I love the idea of just buying that Javelin, right? At this point, you have plenty of attack speed, so getting the very cheap and buffed Javelin that is a part of Maelstrom now, in my opinion, feels great. That, and then the Gloves of Haste gives you a ton of damage. I like that he has Raindrops, that's going to help out with your mana pool and pretty bad HP pool. But yeah, I do like the Gloves of Haste Javelin being the remaining 2 slots to fill up these 4 items. And then, of course, you complete the Maelstrom, and the Maelstrom procs with your Acorn Shot, so that's kind of why it's such a good farming item. Now, here he's going to connect to fights, and this is what this hero does. It's a very high-action, high-active hero, right? That just kind of gets active, makes plays. You can see he goes for the kill on Storm here. And now here he has maxed out Bushwhack, which is not what I expected. I actually expected a maxed out Q, because it increases the bounce count, the cooldown, the range. I feel like it scales really, really well, but yeah, he decides to go for the Bushwhack. Couldn't tell you exactly why. I mean, this ability is buffed, but so is the Q. I think you can go either route. I believe either's fine. You know, you're going to go 4-4-1 at the end of the day. They have pretty similar impacts, but I definitely feel like if you're going Maelstrom, then you absolutely take the Acorn Shot. If you're going Atos, I can see the line behind taking the Bushwhack, because you're going to Atos into stun, and it's going to be reliable. Right, but okay. Also, another thing to note for all you people who don't play Hoodwink, if you activate the ability so you can toggle it on and off by right-clicking it or setting a hotkey, and by doing that, it decides whether or not it will plant a tree. If it plants a tree, you can use it then to bushwhack. If you don't plant a tree, it will bounce an extra time. So it's kind of like a trade-off. What I really like about Hoodwink Core is its ability to kill supports. You'll notice in this clip here, yeah, he's going to get a little bit of help from a Fisher and a Lion Stun, but you just do a lot of damage. Now, of course, when you're killing people, you want to try to find them in a neutral camp or on a creep wave so the Acorn Shot can bounce. Like, your hero's kind of bad at killing isolated heroes, but still, just with natural right clicks, high attack speed, he gets the kill. And now look at his ability to skirmish. He's got Royal Jelly, which is like the best item on this hero because it gives health, mana, and then a ton of regen. It's really obscene. He's got Strength Treads, and he can be 1700 HP, right, as he sets up for another kill. And I can see this is why he likes the Atos. It makes the initiations reliable. If you go Maelstrom, it's not as easy to play as fast-paced. Maelstrom is going to be a lot better at farming and playing a slow-paced game. The Atos is a bit better at this high skirmish paced gameplay. This hero is just a good core. I mean, you farm camps because the Acorn Shot just decimates camps. And you can bushwhack it too, right? If you have Maelstrom, you one-shot that camp as well. Like, it's really, really strong. And I just really want to highlight that if the game slows down, right, let's say the pace isn't great and you're dying or you're not getting kills, it's okay, right? People will be like, oh, I can play any support as a core, but you can't, and you can't because they can't farm. But Hoodwink can farm, right? Nuke, dead can't. And it's the same thing, you can take Ancients. He doesn't even have Maelstrom, so this is not the optimal farming build, but you can do it. Because, well, Acorn Shot has been buffed, Bushwhack's been buffed. It's just obscenely efficient. Can't. One-shot waves. Okay, this next clip is insane. This is such a beast clip. This is actually nuts. Alright, so he's having a great game. He's chilling, farming it up, right, as one does. Missed the Acorn Shot on the camps. Not that beast. But he's going to get ganked here. He's going to show on the wave, and kind of an unfortunate time, they're going to chase him. They have a Tusk. Pretty good hero at hunting Hoodwink. But, you know, gets into the trees, gets a little bit of evasion. To be fair, he doesn't have the evasion when active talent. He doesn't have that many points in Scurry, so he's not that mobile yet. He's definitely killable, right? Scurry becomes insane as you max it out. But okay, he looks dead, right? But he's tanky. He's tanky because this gives natural evasion. He just has 20% evasion because he's in the trees. He's got 1900 health and a stun. And so he hits the 2-man stun, drops the Acorn Shot. It's going between 2 heroes. The Maelstrom starts proccing. It starts bouncing. The ulti kills Tusk, pushes him away. He gets through the tree line and TP's out. Oh my gosh. I mean, come on now. That's some good stuff. All right, now at this point in the game, he isn't max damage build, and a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, Speed, you gotta go Deso Daedalus, and I understand. I think there's a place for that build. I think that build is good, right? I think going the Deso with this Armor Corruption talent makes you chunk, especially if the enemy team is low armor, right? It's good. Now this game, yeah, it kills Tusk, it kills the Venge, so it has a place. Even Storm, I mean, his armor's okay, it's 20, but you could cut it in half. right? Because you're going to reduce armor by about 10 with, I think it's 10, with Deso and Armor Corruption. But you'll notice, even without it, I mean, you do damage. You can go defensive items when the enemy team has a lot of jump. The Morphling was able to Manta dodge a Bushwhack there, but with the Echo and then the Acorn Shot bouncing, I mean, the bounces, like, when you catch 2 heroes together or in a camp with this bounce talent at 15, people get destroyed. Like, Tusk just dies, right? Morphling ends up getting bursted, dies to the Orchid. I mean, it's crazy what you can do. And so yeah, you don't have to go offensive items if you feel like it's a hard game for your hero. And all right, that's gonna be all for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna make a support Hoodwink course for the website, so if you're interested in that, check it out. This hero is just good in general. But yeah, very, very fond of this hero. It's something I'm gonna be playing. And this guy has like an 80% win rate. I mean, that's obscene. He's won, I think, 16 of his last 18 games, or 15. Something crazy, and I really do see it. I see the line. It's pretty nuts. But okay, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out.
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the Game Leap website, where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.